Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to the Total Waterpolo Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a while since we've recorded, but obviously we've been very busy at the World Championships in Budapest. But today, obviously, I hope that I can reward your patience with an entertaining episode. And I think I might just do that because today we welcome a superstar, we welcome a member of the Greek national team and a newly signed player of Ferencvaros. We welcome Stylianos Argyropoulos to the Total Waterpolo Podcast today. I'm really happy that we finally got him on. He's a really nice guy. He's a superstar, but he doesn't act like it. And that's a good thing. He's very modest, he's very humble, but he's massively passionate when he plays for club and country. And you'll be hearing from him in just a few moments. But just before we start, I just want to thank you guys for all your support on behalf of Total Waterpolo. The listeners to this, the readers of our site, our supporters, our followers on social media. We're here to promote the sport that we love, and we love doing that, and I think we do quite a good job. But we are here for you guys, and it's really nice when we try our best to reply to all the messages that you guys sent in, and we really appreciate your support. So I just wanted to take the time just to thank you for that. It doesn't get lost on us. Every day we are doing our best, and we love the people that we're sharing the news with, and we thank you for your support. Just before we start as well, just a gentle reminder that you are entitled to 10% off at wearwaterpolo.com via our discount code podcast10. You know this all before, but at the checkout, just pop in podcast10 and you'll see at the checkout that you will get 10% off your next order. And I'm really overwhelmed with the number of reviews that we've been getting, particularly on the podcast. It's really massive, and thank you so much. But if you haven't done that yet, and you can spare 30 seconds to give us a like, a share, a review, it helps us to grow the show and to make the content better for you guys. But anyway, enough of all the formality. Sit back, relax, and enjoy my chat with Stylianos Argyropoulos. Stylianos, how are you? Welcome to the Total Waterpolo Podcast.
Hello, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here and speak with all of you.
Thank you. And as you've just told me, you're on holiday in Crete, a well-deserved holiday. What are you doing to relax at the moment?
I'm doing nothing. It's the wedding of Kapotsis, our ex-teammate, and we are here to celebrate for him and to relax.
Amazing. And you guys, all the Greeks, have definitely deserved a bit of a rest, a bit of a relaxing vacation after a really busy year. I mean, we've got a lot of things to talk about. I think the first thing that we will talk about, perhaps, is your introduction to the sport. Do you remember your first memory of water polo?
Yes, I didn't have a clue about water polo, literally. And when I was 8, the Olympics were in Athens, next to everyone's place. I didn't know anything about that. I was just swimming in the pool. Yeah, I was in a team named Olympiacos, near to my family's home. And I was just swimming, and then my mother took me to watch a water polo game, and immediately I fell in love with that. Immediately, it was something like, for me, something so beautiful, so unique as a sport, and I fell in love with that. And immediately in September, I started to practice for water polo.
Okay, so you were inspired by the Olympic Games in many ways. This was your kind of gateway into the sport.
Yes, exactly. I went to watch the Greek team back then, and the Olympics was the fire that started me to practice and love the sport.
Okay, nice. It's a nice story. So when you decided that you'd fallen in love with the sport and you'd seen it at the Olympics, was there a lot of opportunities for you to go and play as a junior? Are there lots of clubs in Greece, or not so many?
It was. I really fell in love immediately, like the same day that I first watched this game. And I think I might be wrong, but I think it was with Serbia Montenegro in the semi-final, and it was a bad game for Greece, but I felt that I want to start practice immediately, and then in September, we have some tournaments, not so many back then, but we had some tournaments for younger guys. We were playing not a lot, but then later, when you start in Greece at 12 years old, you have your first championship. At least back then it was 12. Now it's 13. I played like many games from very young age, and with a lot of teams from all over the Greece. And this I love that, and it helped me also a lot.
Were you any good when you started as a young kid, or do you think you had to work hard to become a very talented young player?
Um, when I was in that team, I was like one of the best players, but I wasn't going to say so much talented. I
Yeah.
don't believe that. I wasn't so strong or so fast. And then when I changed team, we didn't manage to go, through a lot of wins in the championship. So I wasn't like one of the best players in the country in my age. And then when I changed team, I went to Olympiacos at 2010 at 14 years old, and I realized like the level, how tall is and how great is the level of other kids in my age. And so I'm not going to say I was so talented. I was just loving the sport, and I still do. I still do. And I wanted to speak and practice water polo all the time to learn things. That's it.
Yeah, and so you developed the love for the sport, this kind of curiosity. You wanted to improve. At what point can you tell us? Maybe did you realize that actually you could represent your country and you could play professionally?
Oh, this is a nice question. I started to believe that to want that at very young age, because I told you that I started watching water polo from the Olympics, from an Olympic semi-final. So my first view was that the greatest level, the greatest.
Yeah.
So immediately I wanted that, but later I realized that I want to play water polo and try to be as good as I can before going to Olympiacos, because it's far away from my home, Piraeus. It's like 35 minutes for Greece. It's not easy to go in another town every day for my parents or for anyone, for me. And I said, okay, I want to see how good I can be, how good, and if I can like represent my country in juniors, because I wanted that. That's it. I thought that, okay, I will try everything to be the best stayers that I can be, and still going like to school, and because it's difficult uh, when you go far away for training. But I said, okay, I will try my best, and then we will see what will happen.
You're obviously from Athens, and the club's in Piraeus, and your first team was Ethnikos. Yeah.
Yes. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
So suddenly, you're a young boy watching the Olympics, and now you sign a contract to play professionally for Ethnikos, one of the great teams in Europe, for the men and the women. It's obviously a big club in Piraeus as well. But what can you tell our listeners about the club? Obviously, as I said, for those that follow women's water polo, will know that they had a really good season last year. But what can you tell us about the history of the club and the men's side?
Yeah, the history of the club. It used to be like the greatest team in Greece by far. Until now, they have more championships, if I'm not wrong, from Olympiacos. Okay, now Olympiacos is is getting closer to that record and probably will pass it in the next years. But they used to be like the first and the only professional team in Greece, and everybody wanted to play there. They brought great coaches. They developed immediately a very good women's team. When they started that, they provide many players in national team from the club. And when I arrived there, we were 2 years the fourth team in Greece, and we were practicing really hard, like professional, with the same coach that is now, Mr. Koudidios. The team has like this team has a feeling of all times that maybe they don't have the standards of past years, but they want to remember. They remember how great they were, and they want to achieve that, and they practice for that. This is what I believe.
Obviously, it was your first kind of introduction to professional water polo, and you were recognised for being a really exciting young talent. You won the Rookie of the Year. Do you remember this?
I was in the academies of Olympiacos, as I told you. I left from my hometown, like from my team hometown, Olympiacos, at 14, and until 18, I was practicing in Olympiacos. I was playing with Olympiacos juniors, and some games, Vlachos was also there. Mr. Vlachos was the coach, and back then also in Olympiacos, and I played few games. But then, it's difficult to play immediately in Olympiacos, and they tried to find me a team that I will play. I will take a lot of time to work and to play hard games, because also back then the Greek Championship was very good. I was in Ethnikos for 2 years. I was very hungry. I was very hungry to prove that I want to play Champions League. I want to play in national team, in men's national team. That was the most important thing for me, to prove my value and to play in national team. So we were practicing very hard, and I had this willing.
You've just mentioned it there about the national team. Obviously, it's one of these situations where, until recently, of course, in your words, Mr. Vlachos was obviously the selector, the national team coach, the Olympiacos coach. There was obviously, and there still are, a big number of Greek players playing for Olympiacos. How enjoyable was that scenario? Playing with so many of your national teammates and being coached by the national team head coach.
It's very enjoyable. It's very nice. You develop something that it's not possible only after a lot of years, and you develop it in 1-2 years. You are always with the same guys, always with the same coach. You still continue to play great games in Champions League, but except some foreigners, you are always with the same persons, and this is something that it can help you, but it's also something that it can destroy you. And I believe for coach, it's harder because he needs to manage two different situations, both of them in the highest level, Champions League and national team, and also for the players that maybe they can get bored because the coach philosophy is the same in how he approaches the game or how he used to train. He likes to train. It's the same if it's in national team or in a club. For us, for Olympiacos and for national team, I believe it helped us a lot. It helped us a lot because we learn each other. We learn each other very fast, and this helped us a lot. It was something good, something that helped us a lot.
Yeah, and do you think it helped you personally?
Yeah, it helped me a lot because I was with one of the best players. I was teammate with some of the best players in the world. So even if they were foreigners, if they were Greeks, and when you practice with them, every day, this helps you. You improve and you learn things that you will not be able to learn so fast. Maybe you, as I told you, you are 12 months every year with them. Maybe this gets a little bit tricky, but for me it wasn't. For me it wasn't because I learned too much from them. They helped me a lot. I learned how they play. They learned how I like to play, and we could communicate and we could give our best selves together very fast. So it helped me a lot.
It helped you and it helped your national team, and you enjoyed obviously a lot of success at Olympiacos, notably the Champions League win in 2018, I think it was, the second European Cup in the club's history. But you did eventually leave last season. You spoke a little bit a second ago about maybe players getting a bit bored, maybe isn't the right word, but getting a bit fatigued playing with the same people, training with the same trainer. Is this one of the reasons that you decided to move to Europe?
No. That wasn't the reason. To be honest, I love my teammates. Really, I had a great time. I like the style of Olympiacos and the way that they approach Champions League, because for them it's only winning, nothing else. It's one of the few clubs they approach the Champions League like that. It's just winning the Champions League, or the year is not so successful. Only if you go like to final. But no, that wasn't the reason. I wanted to play as a foreigner in another team. I wanted to play Adriatic League with all these great teams, because it's something that this ex-Yugoslavian part provides to the players. This tournament, 10, 12 teams in every Sunday, every Saturday. Now, okay, this year was different, but every Saturday it's a great game. And I wanted to play there. I wanted to see how it will be if I'm a foreigner, if I have bigger pressure to help the team. If I go to a team and I need to to give solutions in some bad games, in some difficult games, I need to step up and I need to go and help the team much more than I used to do in Olympiacos. And I wanted that. I wanted to live also. It was very. I wanted to live abroad, to go and see other things, and that was the reason.
Okay, and obviously you didn't move alone, and you had a bit of a home from home with the Greek community in JUG. Obviously Kostas Kakaris as well. I went with you, and obviously Alex Papanastasiou was already there. How helpful were these guys in teaching you the ways at JUG and helping you settle in and making you feel a little bit more at home?
I went there with my girlfriend also, so we were 4 Greeks in very very close. With Alex Papanastasiou, we were living on another door. He was next to us, so we were all together every day, every day together, and you don't feel homesick. I think this is the word.
Yeah.
You don't feel alone. You never feel alone. I felt like I was in Greece, but playing in a Croatian team. I'm not joking, and that helped us a lot. Plus, that everybody there, it's a close community, a close town, and we felt that we are in Greece. Really, everybody helped us. The Croatian players were amazing with us. We loved each other very fast, and we liked each other. And all this put together, it was something unique, and I never felt that I am. I don't want to be there, or I feel weird. Okay, obviously in Dubrovnik it's very hard to travel. You need 3 flights to go anywhere outside of Croatia on winter, but that wasn't so much a problem after we had a national team and we started after Christmas to go in Athens, so to go to see our families. So it was a perfect situation and a perfect experience for me, and at least for me, you know.
Yeah, we spoke in Belgrade a little bit in the stands about how much you learned there and how much you loved it in the pool, out the pool. But obviously you did decide to leave, and obviously this is a fairly recent bit of news that's public. Obviously you've joined Ferencvaros. I mean, we do have a question down here on Instagram _Kish_Balash. He asks, what do you expect from the new season in Ferencvaros? I have the same sort of question. What are your hopes and expectations for joining what is a really hugely ambitious club in the heart of sort of the water polo capital of the world? What are your hopes and expectations for Ferencvaros?
I expect train hard. Yanis Foudulis was there for 2 years until last year. So also I know a lot of things from him about the club, and he told me that they work hard. So I expect to work really hard to improve through training and games, because it's one of the best championships in the world and one of the toughest championships in the world. And whatever mistake you make during the season, it follows you like in semifinals. Because if you play with a team, if you face a team in semifinals that you lost during the season, even if you have the advantage of home, you are starting with a disadvantage. So
Yeah.
it's a really hard championship. It's a really hard championship. So I expect to play hard games, to improve, to learn a lot of things from the coaches, from Zsolt Varga, to play with great teammates, to work and train in a city that really loves water polo, and trying to do everything to help the water polo players. This is what I expect, and to help the team to reach their goals, because as you said, the goals are very high there. It's something similar with Olympiacos, like Champions League approach is uh, being the first 3 teams or in the final and nothing else. So this is what I expect, and this is what and of course having fun, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Of course. Obviously, now you're at Ferencvaros. You've been at Ethnikos. You've been at Olympiacos. You've been at JUG, all top clubs. You're 25, so maybe just starting to approach your peak years. Are you looking for a club now that you can settle at after a bit of moving around, maybe where you can stay more than 1 or 2 seasons and maybe build a bit of a legacy?
I would love that. I would love that too. But I'm not looking for that. But I would love that. It's always better if you stay more years. Is what everybody told me and what I felt in Olympiacos. And I think that if I stayed in JUG next years were going to be much better for me and for the club. I was going to help a lot more JUG if I stayed there. So the same will happen in another team or in Ferencvaros. My second year, I will be more relaxed and more ready to understand the things and help the team. So I'm not looking forward for that. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for a team to settle, because I believe I'm still young. But for the next 2 years, I believe that the second year it will be much better for me to help the team.
Of course. Let's hope so. Okay, we'll talk about the recent success of the Greek national team now, and there've been really two big bits of success. Obviously, a few days ago in Budapest, the World Championships, a bronze medal is obviously an achievement in itself. But obviously, we can't not talk about Tokyo, the silver medal at the Olympic Games, a historic medal for your nation and your team, the first in the men's at the men's Olympic Games. But let's talk about Tokyo a little bit. How were you and your teammates feeling going into that tournament? Were you feeling confident? I have to admit, when in the lead up, I didn't think you guys were playing as well as you maybe could. But how did it feel inside the camp?
We managed to pass from qualification of Olympic first, and for us it was a very stressful. For everybody, it was a very stressful situation. But for us, it was very tough. And at that time, we were very happy that we will participate in Olympic Games, but because we didn't play only with Russia, played a good game, so we weren't so confident. And the problem is that the situation in the past 2 years was very difficult, and we didn't know when we are going to practice again together. So after that, we had some preparations. We had preparation in for World League, and before that, we played with Spain, and we didn't play well in all of. We were like friendly games in Athens, but we didn't play well at that time, and we were tired of practice. We were practicing really hard. And then we went immediately to World League in Tbilisi, and we were really, really tired. And we managed, like the last days, to improve our playing style and play better every day. So we went to Olympics with confidence, to be honest. Because we knew that we are going to be. This is our chance. This is our chance. We are not tired anymore. We are in a great condition, and we will give our best selves. Now, I know that a lot of people didn't saw that coming. But our first game against Hungary gives us a lot of confidence, and a lot of belief in ourselves. And after, I think that every game, except of course Japan, that is always a difficult game, we managed to improve and to play to play good and be happy how we play. And that was the most important, because if you are like satisfied a little bit, for even a little bit, with how you play, then everything comes by themselves. And maybe in the beginning, to answer your question, we weren't as confident as in the following games, but we believe that we practice for that. We practice to go to fight for medals, to be in quarterfinals ready, to win this game, and then do everything that is possible.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it there about the confidence you got from that first game. It's a really tough first game at the tournament against Hungary, and you managed to win that. And then obviously you drew with Italy 6-all. And then, as you said, Japan is a tough game, and you won that game by, I think it was 10-9 as well. And then it gets to the business end of the competition, and Montenegro, that game was maybe easier than would be expected, but maybe that doesn't tell the full story. And then you meet Hungary in the semi-final again, a really talented group of players. Really hungry. I mean, in the true sense of the word, they're really, really hungry for success and really determined. And you managed to beat them again. This is quite a difficult thing to do, to beat the same team twice within a week. And that game for you guaranteed that you'd get a medal. And what was the feeling for you personally and in the team after that semi-final? Or were you not thinking about it at all, just focused on the Serbia final?
Combination of great older players and great younger players. So for me, they were a great team in Tokyo. So that we played good defense, and that gives us a little bit of belief that okay, maybe we play with Hungary in 2 days again, but we can play again good defense. We can play. We can be good. We can be better than the first game, and this is what we achieved. We were very concentrated after the quarterfinals. It was the second time that the Greek men's water polo team passed to the semifinals, and the first time that they play quarterfinals and do it like that. So I was very happy with our mentality at that point, because we were very concentrated, and we wanted just to prepare for semifinal. And what we did was that we really managed to play better than all of our games, and this, to achieve that in a season of 12 months, and to achieve that in the semifinal of the Olympics, it's like the best situation that it will happen. The second best situation. The best is when you be in finals at your best condition. And I was really happy, really happy, like at that point for half a day again, but because after you prepare for final. But I was really happy that we managed to get ourselves a medal, and to be the first Greek men's team to achieve that. And that was really something great for us at that point. And but you know how we finished the Olympics. It was a little bit of bad feeling for us, but I believe that it was a great season last year.
Yeah, and that Serbia final, Serbia were unreal, but actually I think it might have just been the best game that you guys played as well. I know that sounds a bit counterintuitive because you lost the game, but how long after that final did you put the disappointment of not taking the gold home, and then realizing that you still had a silver to take home?
Yeah, you are still happy, to be honest. We were happy in the podium. We are not lying. We were happy at the podium, but the only like good and bad thing is that when you win semi-final, you don't get immediately your medal. You have 2 days to fight, to prepare and fight for the gold, and so you will do everything for that. Serbians were better. Serbians were the best team, like the last 8 years were the best team by far. They were amazing, and they deserve to win another gold medal. And some players to have the legacy that they had. And okay, we lost from Serbians. We were disappointed a little bit, but as you said, we managed to get ourselves a silver medal, and we lost from some of the greatest players in the history of the sport. So that's something, at least.
Yeah, and maybe on a more kind of philosophical note, you obviously took away a silver from Tokyo, obviously around your neck. But what did you take away internally inside your head? What's the big lesson, and what's the big experience and the overriding feature that you take away from your time at the Olympic Games in Tokyo?
That you can achieve anything, really. You can be in a condition that you don't see things going well in the future. You can be in a team or in a yes, in a team that is not used to win great opponents, not for Greece only, but like what I took from the whole Olympics, but also most important from us, that you can be in a situation that you don't see things going well in the future, but if you believe and if you work hard, you can achieve it. You will have your opportunity, and you need to be ready for that opportunity. This is not easy because when you are losing easily from Serbia or from Hungary, because all these years we were losing from those teams, and from Italy and from Montenegro. This is not we lost in qualification of Olympics 2 times from Montenegro. We lost in World League, like in 1 year 3 times, and this is in one time very easily. And this is something that you need to work. You need to believe. You need to, even if you are not in a good day, you need to believe. And what I will keep from the Olympics is that we didn't have great history as a water polo team, but we didn't care about that. We wanted to make our own history, and this is what I'm keeping.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's really well said. I like that a lot. You said you want to make history and you want to keep making history. The World Championships this time around a few days ago, you guys did well. You got a bronze, and I could see how much that meant to you all with the celebrations. I know it's not a gold, it's not a silver, but it's still a good achievement. So, I mean, the question now really is for you, Stylianos, is where is this Greek team going? You've had 2 bits of success. It seems like there's really something growing and developing in the national team. You said earlier when we were talking about Olympiacos, you know, you've all played together for a while, for ages. You've formed this kind of bond. Are we yet to see the greatest success of this Greek national team?
I hope that the best is in front of us. The important thing in this World Championship was that we changed the team. The team was changed a lot, and we managed to be in a great level once again. And for us to say once again, it's something important because in the past we didn't have two great medals, one next to other. And someone said, and I saw that we were the only team from Olympics that he was in the podium once again. And this is also important because we were one of the teams that changed a lot. Yeah. And it's pressure for the players that they used to be in the team, and it's also great pressure for the players that they are coming in the team. They enter the team because for Nikolaidis, let's say, and Kakaris to take place of Mourikis and Kolombos, it's not an easy job, and they managed to be, not only them, everybody, they managed to be in a great situation and understand the new goals of Greek national team very fast. So we are disappointed because we played well in the whole tournament, and we are disappointed for our loss in semi-final. But after that, we managed to gather ourselves and improve and play really well in against Croatia. So yeah. This is important, and this is what we are keeping. But so to answer your question, we want to improve. We want to improve and to be better, and really inside of us to believe that for the next years we need to be one, and we will be one of the best teams, always on the medal. This is our goal, and I hope that if we work hard, really, really hard, and we are improving, this will happen.
Yeah, yeah, and as you said there, you're absolutely right to say that you're the only team from Tokyo to stay in the medals. It shows some consistency, and it's 2 from 2 at the moment, and we will see what happens at the European Championships. Just briefly before we go to our Q&A, are you looking forward to the European Championships?
Yes, of course. Of course, I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
It will be in the country that I was for the whole year. It will be in Split, which is amazing place. And it will be exciting for everybody because now the teams have time to prepare. The teams that didn't go well will change some things, and all the great powers like Serbia, Croatia, Serbia, Croatia, Hungary, Montenegro, all of them, they will improve. They will prepare for that. The teams that didn't play in World Championship, like France, they will look forward to that, and I believe we will have great games. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward for everybody to be prepared for the Greek national team to take us out of the podium, and this is very exciting for me and for my teammates.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely excited for the competition as well. We will now take a break, and then we'll come back in part 2 with some questions that people have sent in via social media. Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the Total Waterpolo Podcast. I'm with Stylianos Argyropoulos, and this is the part where we put the questions that you guys, the listeners, have sent in to Stylianos. And the first one, as Stylianos, you may know, we ask every week, is for our guest to give their total 7, their ultimate team of players they've either played with, against, or maybe never played with or against. Your favorite team, 7 players in every position. Stelios, I guess I'll give you the floor.
This is very difficult. I know that, but it's very difficult. You are always like put someone out, but I had great teammates, of Croatian teammates. I had Pavic, Busli, Obradovic that helped me improve a lot, and of course all of them are in my top 7 team. But in everyone's top 7 team. But for me now it's Greek players, So you can put whoever you want from Greek national team or for last Greek national team. I will not try to put anyone away. Just put some Greek players. I know this is not probably nice for everybody, but this is what I believe, and this is what I told you. We will try to do, and we will try to be in everyone's top 17. So 7 Greek players.
It sounds like you're trying to wriggle out of giving some specifics, but I understand what you're saying. That's fine. Okay, we'll move on, and we've got a question here from now your former coach Vjeko Kobiška, and it's quite an interesting question. So think carefully. In Budapest, your national coach ended up in the pool after winning 3rd place. Why didn't you and your 2 Greek teammates do the same after JUG won 2nd place in the Croatian Cup or third in the regional league?
Yes, of course, always something like that. I don't know. Maybe his goals are only higher than Greek.
Oof.
Because if now in a podcast in the future, ask him really why he wasn't happy after the second place. It's always like that. The feelings with national team, even if you are 11 months with your club and 1 month with your national team, always the feelings with national team are like you are aiming for the gold and for a medal, and you are happy for everything between them. And of course, Mr. Kovacic put a lot of pressure in his shoulders, and he wanted always to win, and that's why I didn't celebrate, because he told me I saw in his face all the months that he's aiming for gold and for a trophy, for trophies. Let's say for trophies, not gold. This is the answer. So it's his problem, 100%. I was going to to celebrate if he allowed me for second place in cup.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like he's suggesting that there might be a bit of favoritism amongst your coaches, maybe a double standard. But it also sounds like he's asking to be chucked in. So, I mean, he's actually coming on the podcast this coming week. So maybe I'll
Nice. So we'll have please, whatever I send you, please ask him.
Of course,
it will be beautiful.
Of course, this is how we do it. Okay, fine. Okay, all right. We'll move on then, and we've got quite an interesting one here from Manilo.psc on Instagram, and they ask, what's the biggest key to your personal success? It's quite a difficult question, but quite interesting. What's the key to your personal success?
It's as I told you before, it's believing, because I said in the beginning also I wasn't so talented. This is what I believe. I wasn't so good when I was young, and even when I was 18 years old. But I always believed in myself, believe that I can work harder and than everybody else to improve. And even your mind at the difficult times, you have this mentality and you have this way of thinking, let's say, that maybe you are not playing well, maybe you are not, you don't think that you're improving. But if you think that, if you truly believe inside of you that you will manage to do it, then you will have your chance to achieve it. And this is what I will answer, that I always believe, even if the bad times comes, that I will improve and I will help whatever team I play to achieve goals, and I will help myself to achieve my goals. And so my answer is that I believe and I work hard.
Nice. So belief and hard work are your keys to your personal success. I like the answer, definitely. I don't think you're going to answer the next question, so I think I might, because of the total 7 thing, but I think I might be able to wriggle a bit of an answer out of you. Luke Kirincic, excuse me, he asks, who is your favorite teammate that you've ever had? Now, I don't think you're going to single one out. So maybe if I kind of dissect the question a little bit, maybe if I ask you, okay, maybe who's the funniest teammate you've ever had, or who's the stroppiest teammate you've ever had, or who is the hardest working teammate you've ever had? Can you maybe give some answers to these, or do you actually have a favorite teammate?
Yeah, yes. This is much easier.
Okay, all right. Let's go through then. Who's the clown? Who's the funniest teammate you've ever had?
The funniest.
Yeah.
Uh, I will say probably Zerdevas. He like not all the time the funniest, but for sure the clown. For sure, for sure.
He's what specific things?
He's doing everything. Believe me, everything to to have fun in difficult situation. He's always he will not put himself out of the hard working place, but he managed to continue and he managed to not get crazy. Let's say he will do crazy things, and in that way he will do everything inside the pool when things are not going well to have fun, and this also helps a lot.
Okay. Well, we like people like this who
Yeah.
like who turn up with a smile on their face to the poolside. Who's the most hardworking teammate, or who's the person that you look at and you think, wow, they're putting in all the work. I wish I could train like them.
Uh, I will say that we put a lot of pressure to each other, but good pressure because we are in great relationship with Skumbakis. He's working really hard to improve in every aspect of his playing, and we always trying to do things in practice better than each other. So he helps me a lot. He wants to be first in the gym, the best in the gym, the best in the swimming, the best in the shooting, the best to guard each other. So it's always in practice. It's always a final against him, and only in practice, of course. But yes, I will say him.
Okay. And have you got a stroppy teammate? Have you got someone that's sometimes quite moody, and if they're not scoring or something like this, or they get easily annoyed by someone else? Is there a teammate that you're willing to out on the podcast?
Uh, no. Maybe myself. Let's say.
Are you stroppy?
No, I'm not. I'm not so much, but I get annoyed. I'm getting angry. I'm trying to improve in that, of course, but I'm one of those guys. But I still try to improve that.
Okay.
I had a lot of great teammates because I know that you want to answer that also. I
Yeah.
had a lot of great teammates, a lot. But as a player in total, as a like I know you mean like teammate that helped me as a teammate, or like I said, oh, what amazing things he's doing. Let's say what of those two things
Yeah. Yeah.
you are
Both.
asking?
Both.
Both of them.
Why not? Why not?
Okay. I saw like when I trained with Pavic. Um, I said sometimes, oh, okay, what is he doing? How like how is this possible? And with Bosley the same, because he did things that outside of the pool looked very easy, but when you are against them, it's not. And I was going to say Pavic. I was going to say Pavic. Like I saw him do things in practice and in games that I thought they are not possible, and this also helps a lot. Helps you a lot to improve, to see that okay, someone is doing it somehow, so maybe you can do some things.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to say him.
Okay. Nice. Okay, we've got a few more here. I'm fairly conscious of time, so maybe you don't need to elaborate too much on some of these. But Nikolakis on Instagram asks, "What's the thing you love most about water polo?"
I love that it's very, especially now, it's very fast. It's very you need to have strength, you need to have stamina, you need to have a lot of technique. You need to work. You can work with people to communicate.
and you need to think fast. So I like that it's fast, and you manage to be able to play it and play it well. You need to improve a lot of things. This is what I like.
Nice. The speed. That's good. We've got two here that are fairly similar. Christos Scalis asks, who's the toughest opponent you faced? And then Mimi_Mirovic_13 kind of asks a similar question. It's not really similar. I'm just smashing them together. But who's the best goalkeeper that you've faced? So the toughest opponent maybe that you've played against on the arc or in the pit. And then the second part of that question is who's the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment, and who's the goalkeeper that always seems to cause you problems?
The goalkeeper is against, I would say, Pavic, because he was, when I played in Ethnikos, I played against him. He wasn't allowed you to do anything, and even in practice. So I'm going to say him, but and opponents are a lot.
Just one. You have to give one. You have to make a decision on this podcast. I've let you get away with too many. Oh, these people, but you have to give one.
Who is the toughest
that you've played against? Yeah.
Yes, it's. I'm going to say it will sound silly, but of course, especially with the older rules, it was Buzle. I couldn't do anything against him. I would just like go away, go in the corner, and say, "Okay, guys, let's play with you now. Let's play. Forget me. I'm with him. Forget me, and let's play with you." Yes, Buzle was something crazy, and he still is. And I couldn't do anything.
Okay, Buzle it is then. Okay, this is a really nice question actually from Vince.Tota, and this kind of links back to what you were talking about earlier. You got into water polo because you went and saw it at the Olympics and you were inspired. And Vince.Tota is asking, who was your inspiration? Have you got one person, or maybe not even a water polo player, maybe someone in your life that inspires you and pushes you forward? Have you got this someone?
Yes, of course. I always had support from my parents. I always, and a lot of help to do that. And because I told you, when you go to school, it's not easy for the parents and for the kids to continue do that in trying to be professionals in anything, in sports, let's say. At least in Greece, it's not easy. The system doesn't help you a lot to do both things good. So to have the support of my family, it was crucial for me until I was professional.
Yeah. Okay. We've got two more questions from the same person, from someone else, but they're similar. They're one-word answers, so they're either yes or no. So Sufos on Instagram has asked two questions. So the first one, yes or no. Do you ever want to come back and play for Olympiacos?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. And the second part to that, do you think you will ever come back and play for Olympiacos?
Yes or no? Just yes or no?
Yeah. We'll leave a bit of mystery. We'll leave a bit of intrigue and mystery at the end of this podcast.
Yes, of course. I think because you told me I would like that, so of course I think of that. It's the last years, the last like 20 years, not years, the last 20 something years, one of the best teams in Europe, in world. So of course everybody would love that. Of course, it's not something like difficult for me to answer.
Okay, fine. We'll just wait patiently and see when that is. Just before we go, we often ask players to just give a very short, brief talk about themselves and what they do in their free time. Have you got other hobbies aside from water polo? Have you got other things that you really enjoy doing to relax?
Yeah, I'm enjoying cooking a lot.
What do you make?
I'm trying to make everything, but I'm not good in everything. But I'm trying to make everything. I'm good in similar things like pasta and but not simply pasta. Let's be clear, okay?
Okay.
Like all kind of pasta, all kind of traditional Greek foods. I'm trying to cook a lot. I like it. Other things, I like to play chess a lot.
Chess. Chess. Do you
Chess.
play with your teammates?
Yes, I play with some of them now in national team.
Yeah.
Only Huv is enjoying it a lot. He's like very passionate about it. But always you can find someone in like who does a lot or less to play chess. But you can always play chess. But I play online. Like most of the times I play online, and I like it. It relaxes me a lot. Those are the things.
Okay. Well, on that note, Stylianos, keep enjoying your chess. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. I'm sure we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here, and have a good summer, everybody.
That was Stylianos Argyropoulos. Great talk, and feel bad I've kind of interrupted a wedding that he was at, but I mean, this is what you have to do to speak to these players. Their schedule is so busy throughout the year. You have to catch them when you can. But great chat with him, and of course, thank you very much for listening. Thank you again for everything, all the messages, all the support, the reviews that you leave, not only for this podcast but for our page. Honestly, we appreciate it so much. We love the support, and if you can continue to like, share, and follow all of our social media platforms, we hope we can inform you and keep you up to date with everything that's going on, and this is our aim and this is what we love doing. So thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to have a few more podcasts in the build up to Split, so hopefully you have enough to listen to, enough content to listen to, and hopefully you're enjoying them. But have a great week, guys, and I will see you on the next episode.